Okay, camera case is waterlogged. Let's see how it goes with the audio. I'm also seeing some fogging again, which isn't ideal, but maybe the wet case will stop it from heating up too much. 1401 on, silly short, advanced plus, 35 skinny, good combination, shorter 75 high mod mast, PVC carbon paddle. I've got the 7.6 axis board on today, 21 wide, 110 litres. I really enjoyed how light it felt the other day, so let's just hope I can get it up and foiling, and if I can, it's going to be another option for these onshore days. Now, the bumps are tiny, I would say 1.5 foot trough to peak, so that's not good. Be a strenuous run, but see how we go. Also got my jandals on. Bit of rock launch. See if that's even possible. Oh, that was a swell there. That's a metre. That's a metre from trough to peak, so that's something. Oncoming boat, of course. The vein of the south side, a bit of a highway. Small bump. Got the best setup I have for it though. Can't do much more than that. Remember, we've got the option to stall. Not always chasing. A couple of bigger bumps now they get wider. Yeah, this board feels very good once you're up. I guess that's a sacrifice of those longer boards, you know. Yes, it's easier to get up, potentially, but once you're up, you're stuck with a big board. And as you get more experience, you spend less time floating, more time foiling. You know, you might as well choose equipment that is in line with that. It also makes the riding easier once you're up. It's less board to toss around and whatnot. There's a wake in the water now. More boats standing out again. Tell you what, this 1401 35 skinny silly short is the nuts. So far in my downwinding history, this is the nuts. There you go. An excellent setup. You get the more weight. Get the benefit of that low end with the big foil, but it's quite a fast foil, so it doesn't hold you back from picking up speed. The 35 rear does its job without causing any extra drag. And then the silly short fuse, you know, frees up the manoeuvring, but also the that's tricky. Also the leverage. Gives you amazing leverage over your setup. You know, it's a shorter lever arm. Oh man, messy water. It also makes the setup feel alive. So yesterday I think it was, I went back to the ultra short with my girlfriend's 1180 setup and it felt a bit dead to me. It's a bit slow and boring comparatively. So yeah, definitely enjoying the shorter fuse and faster foils. I got wakes and refraction and but how I'm navigating is just trusting the bump that I'm on and ignoring everything else around it, so I'm just continually chasing the one I'm on, and then if the other one's forced me to change, I do, and I look for something else, but otherwise I just kind of stick to the energy source I'm following. And if the disturbance is coming front on, that's great, just powers up your foil. If the disturbances are coming from behind, they may suck the energy out of your system, but hopefully that's not the case and you can outrun them. So disturbed board is nothing to be afraid of. Yes, it's more tricky, but there's ways through it. So don't panic. Jandles might not be a good idea for the fun little twist. It's a bit harder to adjust my feet. Basically a 10 or 11k run. Pretty lucky it's the local peninsula. The peninsula's probably, I don't know, at most 15 kilometers long, but it runs in line with the predominant wind, so if there's a little bit of wind, you can normally find a spot that you can run along with, or whatever. I can't think right now. We've got boat traffic, wakes and bumps, and thinking about if my thongs bloody float. Sailboats aren't as bad to navigate. I did consider it 12:01 today, but when I actually got to the water, you know, after looking at the report, but then after seeing the water, there wasn't many caps, and you know, size up, which I did, and this is the perfect foil. I wouldn't be able to do this on any other foil. Probably, yeah, not even the big pump and glides. They just wouldn't be quick enough. Thongs. Yeah. Let's quick rest for a second. Where am I? I'm halfway. that was good. That's a good little good little leg. So yeah, great setup. 7.6 again was the right choice. So like, it was pretty easy to get on foil, being so light in this big foil setup. You don't need a skinny board or forward speed. And then once I'm up, you know, comparative to like an 8.5 foot board, it feels like I'm on a wing board. So that's pretty awesome. Okay. Very small bump here now, but there was the occasional bigger ones coming through, so maybe I'll get lucky. I don't know if I want a big one or not. Alright, I'll give it another go while you're here. It always helps having a little bit of wind at your back. Like right now it's pretty still, like it feels like 8 knots. But often you can see a gust coming, so if you see one coming, use that to your advantage. It might give you like an extra 1 or 2 kilometers an hour forward speed, having the wind at your back. And you know, that could be a paddle stroke or two that you don't need to perform. And any advantage, especially when you're learning, is going to help. But not even just as you're learning, but any advantage downwinding is welcome. A couple of strokes on my knee. That felt like a decent bump actually. Adjust your shoes accordingly. Oh my gosh. Okay, I didn't deserve to get up in. I just felt a push and I didn't want to waste the moment, and I barely stuck that. That's pretty cool. Woo. That gets the old heart rate up, just the excitement. But that's that silly short fuse allowing me to do that. Gives you so much more torque to your energy. And the longer fuse might be seen as horsepower. But a short lever is more torquey, requires less input. So if you're off balance, more power getting to the system, even if you're not able to add more power. Try and relax the body, soften everything up, get rid of the tension, excitement, slow the heart rate down, get in tune with the ocean. I was thinking about that the other day, that you know, often life gets a bit frantic, and sometimes I carry that out into the water, and it doesn't seem to work for me. But what I notice is, when I'm aware of that, and I just slow myself down to the pace of the water. So, I'll finish that thought, but then it slows me down. And then I feel like I'm a lot calmer and in sync with the ocean. You know, if I come into a calm day like this all frantic, you're kind of pushing through the energy, rushing everything, you just stay frantic. But if you slow and allow the water to just set the pace of your existence in that moment, you know, then you're really sharing the experience in nature. You know, I'm a hippie at heart, so that's important to me. So what I found is, you know, if you go out, I remember when I was surfing a lot, I'd go out and if I just go and pedal at my own pace and just push through the bumps and chops and water, we're constantly fighting. So even like winging your pedaling your wingboard or downwinder board back from a failed session or whatever. But if you time your strokes with the ups and downs of the water and you don't push through the ups and you add to the downs, you know, you can make some good progress. But if you're just going full at your own pace and you start fighting and trying to push through the ocean, it's not sustainable. So that's a good lesson for me. I want to keep that in mind. Hopefully that rings true to some of you. You know, it's quite hard to shake off all the shit that's around us these days. You know, we're pretty special beings, and the chance of you having this experience is just in the universe, not downwinding, but just even having a chance at life. It's just so slim and radical and special. Like, don't waste it being strung up on scorecards and how much money is in the bank, how many friends do I have on Facebook, you know, anything like that. Really just try and, okay, I'm preaching now a little bit, but this is my own thoughts for me, and it'll be a reminder to myself when I watch this back in the future. But just to embrace that which is around you, like the natural stuff. You know, the natural stuff is pure. You know, it can be deadly, the ocean can be deadly, but it has no malintent. You know, whereas other systemic things in this world at the moment around us, like bones and shit, you know, there's a lot of, they don't exist for you. They're not there to make your life better, they're there to make somebody money. So, you know, the more time we spend on it, the more time we're, as you're watching on your phone, watching this, but just a good reminder to get out and about and remember what's real. Physical stuff, cerebral stuff too, but positive. And our devices have given us so much bloody access to the world now. You know, if you focus on the bad stuff, there's a million lifetimes of bad stuff you can focus on and watch, but that's not doing anyone any favors if that's hurting your life. You know, be thankful that you've got a phone that you can even look at, roof over your head, maybe a board in the garage, get some time alone, or time to do the things you love rather than just trying to feed yourself. You know, we're pretty lucky here in the West, so make the most of it. And if you make the most of it, those that can't can watch and vicariously live it out, you know. So don't waste your life needlessly, I guess. Anyway, that's enough preaching, but that's a message to my future self. I'm in that category. I get sucked into my phone and Instagram, and anytime you spend watching videos, you know, it could be time talking to your parents, grandparents if you're lucky enough to still have them, you know, the real things in the world. So I love you, Mum. I love you, Dad. If you watch this, know that. Anyway, my setup's good enough that I can reminisce. apologise for that. I don't apologise for the message to myself, but you're not here to listen to that, probably. You sit here to see how effective this 1401 is in these bumps, and my god, it's good. This axis board is also amazing, it's so light. I can barely tell it's under my feet. The extra width, once up on foil, gives me leverage over the system, which is pretty handy when you've got a wide span foil on. And something you're probably going to lack and miss when you're on a narrower board. Some of the boards now are in the 16 wide range. It's going to be quite fatiguing to control a bigger foil with that kind of width. In conditions like this, it's not suited to any other foil. Like, I've probably got the best foil possible on right now, the 1401. If I was on the 1201 or anything quicker, I'd be stuffed. Bumps aren't moving fast enough to allow that foil to work. You can probably pump through them, but geez. I'm 42. In reality, psychologically I consider myself 37. I removed 5 years for the feel-good factor. Either way, it's getting up there. I gotta look after my energy systems, worry about injury, overuse. You know, you really want to be making these runs as easy as possible so that you can be doing this, you know, for a long time. I want to be doing this for the next 10 years, maybe 20 years, who knows? If I'm lucky enough to have that sort of life. If I get hurt now, then I'm risking my future enjoyment. And you know, I was young, used to be young, you didn't really think about that, living more in the moment. But the older I get, the more I realise that my future self will be so grateful to have some extra help. So that's what I think about now, as well as keeping my present self stoked. And part of that is also just knowing that I'm doing the right thing for myself. Okay, bumps have slowed up. I'm into Arkles Bay now. Hopefully they steepen up too. This one looks good. New features. Oh. As mentioned, the extra width of the board helped me then. Push through this one. I can't believe how easy it is, even with this big foil, to push through these. My lord. That's the leverage of that fuse, but also the slimness of the 35. I'm quite new to it, so I'm quite excited by the whole thing, the system. So, you can tell I'm going on about it. It's still very fresh to me. But who knows what it'll be next week? Maybe I'll have a personalised rear foil that's chopped down. Maybe the 35 skinny's too big. I'm just joking to say I might cut the tips, but who knows, maybe I will. Why not? Increase the roll, remove the drag, any extra drag. Bumps got very slow. fun with you guys. Hope you enjoy it. If you do, like, subscribe, share it to friends. Try to get other people watching for me. And share the stoke. Be good, be blessed. Woo!